Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's lecture, we will learn about one of the most important and interesting topic from software engineering, that is function point analysis or simply FPA. So this topic is very important for both theory and numerical questions in exam like UGC NET, GATE and PSUs. We will go step by step, starting from what function points are, how they are calculated, what adjustment factors are, and finally, how to solve previous year questions easily. So let's begin. First, the function point analysis is used to calculate or to estimate the total software cost it will take to, like how much cost it is required to build a software using the method called function points. It means like how many functions are there, how many working is there, how including the number of persons that are involved in the uh, team. So there are other ways also to calculate the or to estimate the software cost. The other method is LOC, line of code, in which the number of line of codes determine the estimate cost of software development. So in the next video or in the upcoming video, we will discuss about LOC method. In this video, we just focusing about the functional point analysis. So, functional point analysis or FPA was developed by Allan J. Albrecht in mid 1970s at IBM. So, at that time, software size were measured using line of code, but line of code has some major problems. So, for example, a project written in C might need fewer lines than one written in Java if both do the same job. So, to make a language independent way to measure software size, Albert developed functional points. So, functional points analysis measures the functionality delivered to the user, not how it is implemented. So how many functions we are using to complete in the complete software development. Suppose we are using different functions like addition, subtraction, a complete calculator has been there. In case such a, I'm just giving an example as a software. So the number of functions that are declared in the or the used in the in your software or the product, that's used to measure the estimated cost of the project. So, in other words, it looks at what the software does rather than how it is coded. So, FPA is a technology independent, quantitative, and focuses on user function. So, in functional point, we cover the or measure the functionality based on five major parameters. These are the uh, important five parameters used to count the functional points. There is a table also given where weightage of each factor, each parameter is has been given. You have to just remember. Sometimes the questions in the MCQ question, the table is already given or the values are already given. But for the safer side, you should just remember the table. It's very easy to remember the same. Just consider like input, output, inquiry, internal files, and interface files. Just remember this sequence also, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there, should be to find the weightage of each factor. So first is external input. So these are the data or control inputs that come from outside the system. For example, a user filing a registration form, entering login details. What are the inputs coming from come into the system? It's like first external input. Next is external outputs. So these are the outputs sent from the system to the user. Example, displaying a report, generating an invoice, or showing results on screen. So third parameter is external inquiry. So these are the requests that involve both input and output but do not update data. For example, searching for a product in an e-commerce app. We are just raising an inquiry to the software. We are just not providing any input like login details or registration, personal details. We are just inquiring to the software. The fourth one is logical internal files. So these are the files or the user files or data stored and maintained within the systems. So for example, customer database or employee records. These are just like internal files of the software or the product. Next and the last, external interface files. So these are the data files shared or used by another system. For example, a payment gateway file used by your shopping app. This interlinking to like module of the project or the software. We are just these are the important files that used by both of the interface. So each of these parameters is further categorized as simple, average, or complex and given weights based on their complexity. So these are just the major theories that functional points used to describe the system complexity. It also shows project timelines, how much it will take to complete the project, to build the project, to complete all the steps, the requirement analysis, testing, debugging, some everything. It just used to find the total time period required. So it is mainly used for business system. Is a language and technology independent that I already discussed. So factors that we discussed, namely like these five factors that we discussed, is shown in this table where the weightage has been given to each of the parameter based on the low, average, and high. So if the question says that each of the parameter have average weightage, so the middle value will be used to calculate the total like cost or the total functional points. So to remember this, the shortcut can be like first just remember the order of the parameters written on the left side, leftmost side. Next is to just take 343. Suppose like take the values 343 in this order. That first and the third value is same, and second value is the plus one value. Okay, so same pattern is follow in the case of average and high. So after 3 the value comes at 4. Yes, so we can say 4 4 4 5 4. So 4 and 4, and the middle value is 5. Next is 6 7 6. So next number would be like 3 4 5 has been covered. So 6 7, like 6 and 6 same, and in the middle the plus one value is there. So you can just remember 3 4 3 4 5 4 and 6 7 6. So next, there might be a difficulty to remember this value. You can just try to remember it like first 7 10 pattern. There is also 7 10 pattern. Okay, and last is like 5 15. 5 and multiply it with the first value. 5 into 3 15. So 15, you do not have to remember where the 15 will come. You just remember the others values, and then the space left with 50 empty. So you can just write 15 over there. So the pattern is to just check the like first and third value same, and the second value is the plus one value 3 4 3 4 5 4 and 6 7 6, and the next is the zigzag pattern 7 10 7 10, and last value is the like 5. So there is a 5 and multiply it with the first value 3, so the remaining value comes as 15. So you can use another trick to remember this table. This is my trick to remember this table. So what this table shows, so if a project has 10 simple inputs, 5 average outputs, and 3 complex files, we multiply each count by its weights, then sum up everything to get the uh, unified like UFP, at unadjusted function points. You just use to calculate the total number of functional points. So this gives a raw measure of the system size before the adjustments. So the table, like if the simple is given, the low value should be used. If average is given, then medium value, or the like given, then high means complex. So next parameter used to has been used to like calculate the number of functional points is value adjustment factor. So the value adjustment factor is other depends on the 14 factors, and the degree of each factor is based on these five ratings: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the five ratings for each of the factors that has been given. So, but if every project is different, some might have online processing, complex data communication, or performance constraints. To consider this factor, we use a value adjustment factor, also called as complexity adjustment factor. This is also known as complexity adjustment factor. It might be like when we're just not able to find the function points based on this, like the previous five criteria, because there might be a different factors also involved. So to calculate the function points, the other factor is value adjustment factors. So CF is based on 14 general system characteristics. You don't have to remember the like 14 factors. You just simply know these are the 14 factors, simple 14 factors. If you want to note down the same, you can note it down, but this is not like coming in the exam just to see what are the 14 factors that are used for calculating for value adjustment factor or the function points. These are just not important. This is just for the knowledge purpose. So the first is like, is data communication required, performance critical or not? Does the system need backup and recovery? Does the system handle multiple installations? Is the system designed for change or reusability? These are such example of these factors. So each factors is rated from 0 to 5, where 0 means no influence and 5 means strong influence. So then we calculate the sum of all the ratings denoted as sigma fi. So the formula to calculate functional points is count. Count is nothing that we just check in the previous previous slides, where we just use five factors parameters such as external input file, output, and the internal files or the interface files. These are the five parameters that denote as count. And the next is the minus total into CAF. CAF is you can count like CAF is a complexity adjustment factor, and it can be calculated as 0.65 plus 0.01 into summation fi. Summation fi can be calculated like there are 14 functional factors given, and we just check that each factor having how much weightage. So if the all the factors are having the weightage of 1, so they though like multiply each factor with 1, 1, 1, and then with the sum becomes 40. If the like some of the function factors having the rating as 2, some of the factors having 3, so we multiply just suppose there are 4 factors that have rating 2, so then we multiply 4 into 2 plus 3 into 7, suppose rest of the function points or the sorry the factors, then we add the same. So this is the like formula, count minus total into 0.65 plus 0.01 into functional points. So the value that it will be ranging from is so summation fi will range from the value from 0.65 to 1.35. It is, let me explain how. Because if the every factors that are used to calculate like sigma fi having the weight is 0, then this term becomes 0, so the caf becomes 0.65, and On the other hand, if the each factor is having the highest like rating, like 5 rating is the highest rating, so 5 into 14 becomes 70. So the value like just come as 0 to 17 ranges, though value will come as when we putting the value of 0.65 plus 0.01 into 70, the value becomes 1.35. So if the question will come like what is the value of or what is the range of the CAF, you can just write 0.65 to 1.35. That's all for function point analysis theory part. Now we will start with discussing previous year questions that comes in GATE or previous competitive exams. So first question states that consider a project, software project, having the like following domain characteristic for the calculation of function point matrix. Yeah, here the 5 parameters is given, as you can see, like external inputs 30, external output 60. These are number of the like inputs and outputs given. Number of files as 8 and number of external interfaces 2. Now we check what is the weightage has been given in the question. So in this you don't have to remember the like table that I shown you for calculating the weightage of each parameters. So the weightage is already given. It is given that complexity weighting factors for, yeah, you can see that it's a middle low. Average values are given for this 10 and 7. Okay. So the count can be just we get from 30 multiplied by 40 like as given, 30 multiplied by 40, 60 multiplied by 5, 23 multiplied by 4, and the 8 multiplied by 7, and 2 we multiply by 8 multiplied by 10, and 2 will multiply with 7. So in this way you can calculate the complete UFP. Okay, it is also given that out of 14 value adjustment factor, as I just say, the 14 factors are given for adjustment value adjustment factor that influence the development effort. Okay, 4 factors are not applicable, so it means that 4 factors have zero influence. So 4 into 0, each of the 4 factors has value 3, and the other 4 factors are having the value 3. So 4 into 3 becomes 12, 0 plus 12, and each remaining of the factors has value like 4. So 4 and 4 has been taken, so 8 has been taken, where the 4 having 0 value and 4 having the 3 value. So 14 minus 8 we left with 3. So the equation will become as 0 into 4 plus 4 into 3 plus a remaining value as 4. Remaining factors will having the 6 is the remaining number of factors. So in this way you just count the value adjustment factors value, sorry, summation fi. In this using this formula you just calculate the summation fi. So compute the value of the function point metric. You have to calculate the function point metric value. So let's just start solving the question by pen and paper. Okay. Yes. We first calculate the like an adjusted function points using this formula where we multiply each of the input or the output parameter with their weightage. Okay. In the next we just calculate the sum. This commands count total UFP value. Next we calculate the summation fi, where we just check the formula how to calculate. So 0 plus 12 plus 24 becomes 36. So now we compute the CAF. The formula is 0.65 plus 0.01 into summation fi. Recently we calculate summation fi. then we put the value of 36. So the formula for calculating the final function points is count total into CAF. So 0.06 into 1.01, the answer comes at 6.12. So 6.12 is given as option A. So answer to this question is option A. So in this way, you can just calculate the value of total function point matrix as using these formulas only. So moving on to the next question. It's a theory question. Okay, while estimating the cost of the software, lines of code and function points are used to measure which of the following. Okay, as I state this in the starting, it is used to calculate the like cost of the software, but the cost is not given because we are just using the size of the software. We can also calculate the cost. So the correct answer of the question is size of the software. In functional point analysis, the number of complexity adjustment factor is, this is the simplest question, 40. Okay, now we have to find the estimated cost of the project first. Try to solve this question before looking just at the like solution. Okay, our software project was estimated at 864 function points. There are total 864 functional points given. Okay, a 6% team will be assigned to project consisting of a requirement gathering. One is designer, two programmers, and there are two testers. The salary is given also because salary of the project cost is also depend on the salary of the person. So average productivity for the team is 12 functional point per person month. So first we have to calculate how much functional point can be implemented in a single month to calculate like, and the total months required to just find the cost of the total project, that what salary is given per month and the total months required to the calculate the cost. So there are 12 function points can be covered by per person in the month. So a 6% team will be assigned. So if like one person implement 12 function points in a month, so 6% will implement kitna, how many functional points, 12 into 6. We just take an average divide to calculate total number of months required to implement complete project. This we just calculate like from FP. You can also take it at as an like formula on the units, that why we are calculating. So F total number of FP divided by uh, each person taking as an uh, each person taking functional points in each month, and the number of person will just give give me the total number of months required to implement the project. So 864 divided by 12 into 6 will come it as, to just check the calculation, then we just multiply the like if the months are given, just start implementation. So 864, I just divided it into two steps, so the total months will come as 12 months. So now we first calculate the total salary that we are given in the 1 month. So requirement gather take 50,000, designer will take 70,000, programmer is taking 60,000, but there are two programmers. So the like 2 into 60,000 is given to programmers. Two testers are there, to 2 into 60,000. So the total salary we are given in the single month is 3,60,000. In the project will run for 12 months as calculated in the this project duration formula. So 12 into 3 lakh 60,000 commit as 43 lakh 20,000. That's the correct option for this answer to would be third option. So to summarize, functional point analysis is a method to measure the size of the software based on its functionality and also used to like calculate the estimated cost, where we just calculate how much you using like salary if the salary or the total thing is given, but mainly it is used for calculating the size of the software. It depends on five parameters: input, output, inquiry, internal files, and interface files. We calculate unadjusted functional points and multiply its CFE to get the total number of functional points. And CFE depends on 14 factors that describes system complexity, and the functional point is language independent and hence in cost, effort, and productivity estimation. So thank you so much for watching this detailed lecture on function point analysis. If this video helped do you understand FPA better, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more concept based lectures on software engineering metrics in UGC NET paper 2 preparation. In next video, we will continue with software cost estimation models such as COCOMO. So stay tuned and keep learning. See you in the next class.